I would not satisfy my market just using the outgrowers. Again, it is also very difficult to preach on a doctrine that you are not a partisan or a member. I also wanted to be a partaker of farming and also getting the challenges. Like when I go to a farmer and she tells me or he tells me, today I'm not able to give you a ton of mangoes. And I'm like, why? But when I embarked on farming is when now I understood the impact of climate change.
Hi everyone, my name is Margaret Mbesa. I'm your host for this particular episode. So I have the pleasure of meeting and interviewing Ann Mulwa. She's a mango farmer and a champion as well. She's been championing the farming of mangoes in semi-arid and arid areas. As you know, Machakos County is majorly a semi-arid area, and we are going to learn very good practices, the farming practice that she's been able to incorporate. We've gone around the farm and we are actually looking forward to hearing from her and learning from her. So Ann, thank you so much and welcome to our podcast, to our show.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. I am Ann Mulwa from Yatta sub-county of Machakos County, a place known as Matu. It's just 4 kilometers from Matu to my farm. I am a farmer, and not only a farmer, I am an aggregator of mangoes and avocados, and I'm also a trainer. My background is an agronomist. I train farmers on good agricultural practices. As you can see, this farm, I acquired this piece of land in 2014, and I embarked on planting mangoes on 2015 January. All these mangoes that you have seen, small and big, the first mangoes are for January 2015, and I grafted them in 2016. But now the problem of lack of water and prolonged dry spells, I keep on replanting. Like you can see the small ones, telling you that kuna zile nimepanda juzi, the others that got dried on the way. And I stayed until 3 years after I planted the mangoes. The first day I planted 220. I also planted 150 pawpaws in the same shamba. I also planted 150 citrus. But come next season, I was almost redoing everything. And I did not get, yes, it was painful, but I did not get discouraged. Even as you see, even where you are standing, Margaret, you can see big mangoes that have dried up. There are also other stumps. There are also other holes that I'm also, and as you were going around to my nursery, you've seen other mangoes that I'm waiting for the rain. As they are saying, it will rain El Nino. Yeah. I hope it will. Yeah. I want to replant again. So I always encourage farmers, and especially when we are encountered by these prolonged dry spells, that we don't just faint. We just push on. One thing that I also encourage my fellow farmers, there is a lot of challenges when especially you don't have water. Like now when you have gone round, I did not get these farm ponds in one day. I struggled. I started with the down one manually, and it really was hectic because calling people, coming every day, you have to give money, others you pay, they find it hard, they go with your money, and repeatedly. Then I got somebody who advised me also to get a tractor, and I also got a tractor and did the second one after 2 years. And the biggest now, of course, and this tank you see here for 10,000 liters. Again, the journey started because now again, due to the climate conditions, you find sun is too hot. The water is evaporating now and then. Every day you come, you find like 2 feet has gone with the sun. So I decided now to go again start saving and looking how I can acquire a tank, of which I acquired a 10,000 liter tank through a loan.
Okay.
So I paid for almost 2 years. I knew it was going to be expensive but I had no choice. So that now when it rains, the little water that I tap, I don't just keep it to the pond, I save it to the tank. And then now when the rains go, I now start using just a small hose pipe and a bucket, now watering the mangoes. I don't only do mangoes, I also intercrop with other crops. But now, majorly, why I embarked on farming mango crop is because from my background, I am an aggregator. I also deal with mangoes for export. I have a company that is called newafricafreshveg Exporters. But I would not satisfy my market just using the outgrowers. Again, it is also very difficult to preach on a doctrine that you are not a partisan or a member. I also wanted to be a partaker of farming and also getting the challenges. Like when I go to a farmer and she tells me or he tells me, today I'm not able to give you a ton of mangoes. And I'm like, why? But when I embarked on farming is when now I understood the impact of climate change. And from there, I started now because I also, like I told you, my background, I train farmers, I do capacity building, and more so, telling them about how we can make the useful resources, the little resources that one has. Usikwamilie kusema ati hakuna maji, kuna ukame. Because even when you at the look of this place, even when I came here, I would hear people conversing as they were going. Huyu amegongwa. Hapa amekuja kupanda nini ni shamba la mawe. But then I knew because my background, I understand farming and I know I can make something out of nothing. So I did not tire.
Yeah, your story is of resilience because you talked about replacing your mangoes every other season. If the mangoes dry up, then you keep replacing them.
Yes.
And I admire the seedlings, the mango seedlings that we've seen.
Yes.
So it's truly a testimony that with farming you have to keep on becoming better and replacing even if something dries up, not to give up. Eh?
Yes.
Maybe, and could you tell us some of the technologies you have used in your farm to be able to have these mangoes surviving? Because earlier on you told us that it hasn't really rained well in 3 years.
Yes.
Yeah, so what technologies have you been able to put in place? What has worked so that you can still have majority of your mango trees surviving the drought season? Okay,
thank you, Margaret. Now, as you can see, there are these what we call water basins around the mangoes. That ring, you can put it according to your farm. There's the round one, there's the U shape, the semi, according to the level of your ground. Why I decided this is what I started with, because these other technologies that you are seeing, like there's double digging, there's the soils in between the mangoes. I've also done zai pits just between, because when I came here, true to what people were saying, I knew I wanted to do mangoes. But again, you also need to intercrop with other crops, because mango being a drought-resistant tree, you also need to intercrop with other, because I also need food to eat. The people who are working here, they also need food to eat, and we cannot survive on rice.
Yeah.
Yes, because rice is what we don't grow.
Yeah.
And chapati. So we need githeri, we need, beans, cowpeas, pigeon peas, you've seen them. So I use the technology of zai pits to do the beans, the cowpeas, and also some vegetables. And when the basins around the mangoes, I also do mulching, so that now the little rain that falls, no matter how small it is, the water basin will catch water for itself, and the mulching will help the water not to evaporate. I also, as an organic farmer, I don't use a lot of pesticides. So I use a lot of manure. I had one cow, a Fresian, but it died. But it still also helped me for the time that it was alive. It was giving birth, and unfortunately the doctor delayed, and we lost it with the baby.
Pole.
So thank you. So what I do when I harvest the remains, I don't just burn them. I put them again back to use like compost. Compost is very easy because I make compost with whatever you are seeing. This mains remains, the green matter, the dry matter, just ash. And now I also keep poultry. I also use that together with the rabbit. I also keep rabbit,
Yes,
for manure and harvesting urine. I also use the rabbit urine. It's a very good repellent when it comes to insects, because I don't use the technologies that you have seen here. I don't use a lot of chemicals.
Yeah.
Having from an export background, I know our Kenyan market is put at risk by the chemical residues, and also our lives are also in danger because using chemicals. And then actually even when you are buying this sukuma wiki which you see in the market, you are not sure of what you're. We not only have the problems of pesticides, I mean the pesticides we are using, even our water is contaminated. Ukisikiza radio, Athi water, Athi river, you know, sewage. So sometimes you are not sure of what you are eating. So these technologies you are seeing here, they are helping me to retain water. Also, the Zai pits is also a way of conservation agriculture.
Yeah, very much. In fact, I wanted to ask, maybe some of our viewers might not understand what is a Zai pit. Maybe briefly, could you just explain what is a Zai pit?
Yes.
The benefits and how you can make it.
A Zai pit is a hole you make. Just you dig a hole of 3 by 3 or 4 by 3 according to the space that you want to use. Like mine, because I use the space that is in between one water basin of a mango to the other, because as you see my farm is full. So I use the biggest hole I use is for 10 stalks of maize. Beans you can plant many beans, because those ones, even if you plant closely, they have no problem. But you see an interval of 30 centimeters for a maize. So the biggest hole is for 10 maize, and then after digging 3 feet, the 2 feet I put all the remains, the green matter, the dry matter, or that 2 feet. Then the balance of 1 feet, I only remain with 6 inches. Then I put, I mix all topsoil with manure, and then I cover now the compost. Okay. Then now I wait for the rains. I plant. After planting, this, even if the rain goes, and the maize is like a 3 foot or 1 meter high, then I use now a jerrycan of 20 liters. For every 1 week. Then the second month, I use 120 jerrycan for two weeks. And then all these stalks you see here, because it did not rain, I've harvested from the Zai pits. Wow. Then you also interchange. The funny or the good thing of this all, the Zai pit, you only disturb it again after 3 years.
Wow, so for 3 years, the compost you have put and the manure and the topsoil is able to serve you for 3 years.
You only mix a bit, you plant.
Okay.
Then if you have sufficient water again, it's not too much labor. Actually, you incur labor the first time you are doing it.
Yeah.
This other season, unakuja tu unachanganya mchanga yako, uki-harvest, you put another crop. If you have water, you just, and it retains water. Then you do some mulching.
Wow. So what crops do you grow on your Zai pit? What have you been growing?
Like now, this season, I'm waiting to plant beans because it's a nitrogen fixing. Yeah. I plant. I also planted maize the other time, the stalks, the remains you are seeing. So I do crop rotation, because it's also a good a good whatever for the climate smart technologies to intercrop, because when you use one monocropping, that is why even pesticides I mean pests and diseases zitakuwa tu kwa shamba yako. You see, like you plant beans, you continue, it is an habitat of nematodes. So that one will tell you even the soil-borne diseases, because this is a nose, it will remain there. But if you plant another crop, like now maize, we have a problem with the fall armyworm. So for you now to completely do away with the moth is to plant another crop. Then you give it some time.
Yeah, I like what you're doing in the farm. It's really nice because you're using a sustainable, farming practices. Maybe something else which I really enjoyed when I was walking through the farm is that you have many trees, and I think all of them have, you've done mulching.
Yes.
So where do you get the materials to mulch? Because being in a dry area,
yes,
like in Ukambani and where we are, maybe someone might not think that what they have can be used for mulching. Yes. And what are the benefits of mulching?
Benefit, I said, it is for it to retain water. Yeah. And when it rots, it's also a source of manure. Yeah. Because it will stay there and decay. And then now it will be used by the plant. All these things you are seeing, you can see grass, maize stalks. Actually, these ones, when I sweep my compound, like now I have a program. I don't just sweep. I would not even sweep today because I knew I will have visitors. Yeah. But twice per week. And I have gunias there at the shed. You saw those gunias?
Yes, I did.
I sweep, I put in the sacks. Like food, I store. So I'm not buying. When other people are complaining, or the trees are shading, I say, yes, you shade. I sweep, I get tired, but I'm getting mbolea. Yeah. So that is what I will now bring back to them. I also advise farmers when I'm training them. We have not done justice to the soil. And there's this verse that I always tell them is a memory verse to me of soil. Yeah. To understand your soil. And I tell them soil is not just dirt, as we would see, because it is the source of our income, the foundation to our world, and it provides food even to us and animals. And a healthy soil interprets healthy living beings, healthy animals, and healthy plants. Yeah. So if I understand my soil, I will be talking to this soil every day, and I will know how vulnerable this soil is. If I put too much fertilizers, and I'm not saying those who are in the business of fertilizers are doing bad, because they are also in business, or the manufacturers. But at least for our farmers to understand, agriculture, what you have denied the soil is the organic matter, the green matter. So after using fertilizer, like me, I've not used fertilizer since I started farming here, since 2015. Yeah. And all this waste remains you are seeing. The soil is giving me, I'm also giving back to the soil. Yeah. So it is not difficult to go slash the grass and give it back. Yeah. If I harvest beans, yes, I might have some pottery, some whatever that need the remains. But then again, I also have to give back to the soil. So that is what I do. I just recycle all the farm remains. I make them. Yeah. Even the zipit, I will not go outside to buy anything. All these things, nakatakata, naweka hapo ndani, hata kama iko na mwiba. Because ikioza, it will be mbolea. Yeah. So the kwekwe, the weed, I put back to the zipits, and also I use them as mulching. Yeah, and I like the way you've put zipits in between your trees. Yes. So it becomes very easy for you to manage your farm. Yes. In terms of also weed management. Yes. Adding your manure, watering it, it becomes very easy. And I'm assuming it also saves you on labor costs. Yeah. Yeah, because the patches or the zipits are not as big as managing a whole terrace. Okay, these ones I'm doing because I have no big space. All right. If I had a big space, I would let the mangoes to enjoy. And just, do shallow weeding or do minimum tillage or zero tillage. But now because I don't have a big space. It's only this, the space that you have seen, which is accommodates 300 mangoes, and there is also citrus on the other side. And maybe before we forget, why I have not mixed the citrus with the mangoes, because these things flower differently, and they also have different diseases. So if this is a mango and this is a citrus, when the citrus is flowering and this mango is at dormant stage, it may tend to bring its diseases to the citrus. Also, citrus is also funny, like there's a major disease that is bothering us so much, citrus canker, and imekata kupona. And now somebody like me who doesn't use natumia kienyeji, like now spraying and these technologies.
Yeah, actually, I wanted to ask you how you manage your
so
pests.
If I do this, I get a reason why I will not leave this. Kuna mahali utaenda uingie kwa shamba, then unapata mkulima tying a cow to the mango tree. So because kuna nyazi hapa, anataka ng'ombe anakula hii nyazi iko wapi? Why? Because I don't want to put so much energy in, and then I say, si ni muembe tu. I tell farmers, this is a woman who is alive. And if you injure this mango tree by putting a wood, instead of azae, she will concentrate so much thinking about the wound, na hata zaa.
Wow, that's a good analogy.
To keep livestock outside the farm, you don't have to give any reason for ati nyazi imemea hapa niweke mbuzi ama ng'ombe. That is why you see the shamba is ever clean. Even the time I had that ng'ombe, it will not come to there. I just chop nampelekea. Yes.
So
the pests and diseases you have also asked.
Yes.
This is like now this one is a fruit fly trap, which is you see there are some insects inside. That is the fruit fly, the menace. Na kulikuwa na hiyo kampeni Makueni ya commercial fruit fly. So this is what we use, but it alone, you can't say you are done. That is why I've incorporated this other technology that you are seeing from Mr. Mutuma. And it is helping me because one thing, insects are very active at night. So wale hawajashikwa, because it's only a male, a male Bactrocella dorsalis, which will come to this, because this is like a protein bed, and also it has the female scent. That is why inavutwa huko. So these other ones, like other moths, like if I have tomatoes, there will be the tuta absoluta. There is the aphids for the beans. There is the other moths, like when I have maize here, there is the fall armyworm. Those months at night, because that is where the life starts. That light, that thing you're seeing there is a casola. So inachukua njiwa mchana. Then at night the light is on. There's a switch off button and a switch on button. So I don't switch off. I leave it like that because sometimes I'm not around. So ukija hapa saa 12, you see mataa inawaka. Even others are saying, hey, pale kuna CCTV.
All right.
So they can't even steal my mangoes. So when it works, the light, so you see now insects which are very active at the farm at night. They all come and assemble where the light is. So now after falling, that water, that liquid you have seen, is only omo nimeweka, nothing else. So wanaanguka hapo ndani. So this one ikisaidiana, nimekuonyesha picha wakati ya usiku venye zinashikwa wengi. Then now in the morning, me, I don't bother to go and look for protein for my supplement for my cuckoos.
Okay.
That is what I give to my poultry because it's a very good source of protein. So I wash it again, I come and press it. So that is why you see, what actually you can see here around this time is only the bees. You saw I have an apiary there?
Yes, I did,
So that apiary, I've put it there deliberately because a lot of this flowering now you see, the bees are all over. So they will help me by pollination. And by the way, Machakos County staff called me sweet mangoes.
Okay, why?
Yes, even the SSDP team.
Oh, your mangoes are so sweet.
Very sweet. And
wow.
when I go to Machakos,
Yeah.
sweet mango. Have you come with them sweet mangoes?
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
and I cannot buy, because if I buy to go and cheat them, they know that is not from my farm.
Yeah.
Yes. So bees, when they are in your farm,
Yeah.
when they are doing their activities, and that is one way that I don't use pesticides.
Yeah.
Because by doing that, you kill the bees. Yes. So those are the technologies that I've put, helping with other now. If I have some vegetables, at night I will just spread them over. That one takes care of 2 acres. The other one up there takes care of 1 acre. And there's now the one for electrocution,
Okay.
which also takes care of 5 acres.
One gadget.
1 gadget.
5 acres.
5 acres. You put it and you are sorted.
Oh, that's yes.
Amazing.
So how have you compared the technology, the solar energy pest management gadget, compared to these other traps?
Okay, these traps, I keep on buying. I keep on replacing.
Yeah.
After every 2 months. So it is now I've seen, and this is now the second year, I think, from the time he brought, or 1.5 years.
Wow.
And sijawahi kuwa na shida. Ni kuweka maji tu.
So it's
Sasa ndio
saving.
nimeona battery imeenda chini.
Okay.
Yes.
So it kind
but
of
this one every other 2 months I have to replace.
Yeah.
And this one will not take care of any other pest. It only takes care of the male fruit fly.
Okay.
That one is yote.
Wow.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yes.
It's a good testimonial coming from someone who has used it.
Yes.
Yeah, that you can vouch for it and say that how it has been able to help you.
I actually even brought farmers who came here to see, because when I sent the pictures to them, they don't understand. They came here na nikawapiga picha, wakiangalia wakiona. Na nikaambia tuende tupee kuku. Tukaenda na wao wakafeed kuku.
Okay.
Yes.
They must have been amazed at the technology.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Because actually that is one thing whereby unapata hii maembe yote itazaa, lakini imejaa wadudu. Utapeleka wapi?
You're right.
Yes.
So, fruit abortion, flower abortion, it's one of the major problems when it comes to mango farming.
Yes.
So other than what you've told us about pest management, is there any other way you've been able to reduce the rates of fruits or mangoes, fruit mangoes aborting or the flower?
Okay, most of abortion comes one because of the climate, that is the dry weather. Also abortion can come because of diseases, and also can come because of nutrition. Na ikikosa maji. That is why umepata niko na hizo mbinu za kutafuta maji. Actually, for me to get a borehole will be a very big plus, because I have the knowledge of getting 2 cycles in a year. The off season and the on season. It's only that now I don't have water. But if you feed it well, the nutrition part of it, because again nimekwambia, huu ni mama na ako hai. Akitoa maua mingi sana, because most of us we want to use those to inject, to induce. So the flowers will be many. And a time like this, she's thinking now, watoto wote, I will not be able to feed them.
True.
Because she's starving.
Yeah.
So ataachilia wengine. Yeah.
So nutrition and climate because of water.
Yes, and also diseases.
And diseases.
And pests.
And pests.
Yes. Because they are like mango overs. There is now the powdery mildew. There is also another kamududu kanaitwa galmage. Actually, this one comes when it is during its flashing. So it tempers with this. And if it spoils this, na mama anatengenezewa chakula through this. So you see, hata shiba vizuri. Yeah. But then you now take care of, that is why I said to maintain organically, it is very expensive, because the drugs are there for organic, the pesticides, but they are very expensive. But when you buy once and you put them, you are sorted.
Yeah.
The other thing is now maintaining farm hygiene, because farm hygiene contributes to 30% of control of pests and diseases.
Oh, that's a big percentage, 30%.
30% if your farm is just clean, just by cleaning.
And I really love your farm.
Hygiene.
It's quite clean.
Yes.
I can see.
Because kina aphids and those other few moths, they will just hide. And after now you have harvested, and then you keep now bush all over. They will start now multiplying, waiting now for this whatever to start. Kisikia imeanza, they are there.
So there's something interesting.
So I do a lot of controlling rather than treating.
And that's the philosophy of organic, isn't it?
Yes.
Prevention.
Yeah,
prevention is more important than even treating it.
Yes.
But you've said something interesting. I think my head is still stuck on that you can have two with proper management and availability of water. You can have two seasons.
If I had a borehole, there's also, immediately after harvesting, I will pump them, I will wash them, the pests, and now pump water. After putting water, generally, this tree will not flower because it is imekaa vizuri. Okay. Generally, everything that has life wants to leave a legacy. So ni lazima umpitishie ka dry spell, afikirie kifo inakuja, then aanze kuproduce. Then that is now the stress part of it, like 1 month. That can dry spell. Then ukiona ameflower, ametoa to pin heads, then you pump water. There is also another technology we call smudging. Smudging, you just come, unaweka moshi hapa chini, stress na hiyo moshi to break the dormancy. So it doesn't have to stay for 5 months before it thinks of, but now I cannot now put the smudging and then nimemwambia you are ready, and then I don't have water. Wow, that's smart agriculture. Very smart, that you can have many cycles, like 2 seasons. 2 seasons. Yeah, more of even you're optimizing your farm so that you have 2 seasons instead of 1. Yes. And also have maybe even a better production. And actually better prices, because better prices during, like when we go to Kibwezi during August, is when Kibwezi gets their mangoes. And Kibwezi is a very dry place, leave alone here. Kibwezi kabisa hakunyeshi. But they use the Arid river, the Mto Athi. So what they do, Kibwezi, you go there at, during August season, 1 mango is costing 40 bob. Wow. Because they are harvesting off season. Yes. So you go, you find the farmer there has no stress. So by August, September, their mangoes are done. Now, when our harvest is coming, we are giving at 5 shillings. So mtu wa Kibwezi pesa ameshaweka wapi? Yes. And I think maybe it's only that the cost of loans and capital can be expensive, but given a good repayment, period, you can recoup the investment, isn't it? Yes. Yeah, because it's only that agriculture is seen to be high risk. Yeah. But from what you're saying, even after maybe digging a borehole, and you're getting 8 times more than, you would get during the on season with proper planning. And I think availability of capital, you can recoup and repay the loan. Yes, and one thing you have to understand is people just farm mangoes for the sake of it. When I came to this business, this is where pure gold can be gotten. If a well mature, taken care of mango, and I don't have one here in this farm, but they are still going there because that is between 7, 8, 10 years. Okay. That's a very mature now mango. During its normal season, it's able to give you 2,000 pieces. Between 1,500 to 2,500. Wow. Of mango, that is... Then times 100. Yeah. Or times 100 trees. Yes. Or 100, okay. On the minimum. Yeah. So my 275 trees, because zilikuwa 300 zikakauka 30 something, if every mango here can give me 1,500 pieces, And I even sell at 10 shillings, the cheapest. One mango, one tree like
One
this.
tree, yeah.
That is 15K.
That's 15, yeah, times the 100. And right now on the journey towards the trees being mature, on average, how many fruits do you get from a tree?
Like now I can get 400
Okay.
with this climate. But I wanted, if I get water, that I can now multiply. That is why you see I have that journey of now digging a well.
Yeah.
Because I called the borehole guys and the quotation was too much high for me. And then as I told you, you don't have to sit down hapa umejihurumia ati huna hiki huna kile.
Yeah.
Serikali saidia.
Yeah.
Mungu amekupa uhai, amekupa akili, amekupa nguvu.
I really love what you've done with your water harvesting.
Yes.
I think we'll show our viewers on how it has been done.
Yes.
It's really nice. You've walked us through the farm, the way you're conserving water even when it rains, like when the El Nino comes.
Yes.
You already have ways of retaining that water.
I don't want my shamba to be swept.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe you could just talk about this briefly.
Okay,
on what
ridges,
this is about. Yeah.
These ridges, I want them to, okay, these are sweet potatoes. I want to redo it. It will act like a rest bed. Then this rest bed of mine, I'll put the vines. And this is a type called Arid, the orange fresh. And it goes for export. I still have a market for this. Okay. So there are only these two types. There is Arid and Carbonde. And I don't have Carbonde here. I only have the Arid. Then now, down here, depending on if I had water, I would make this, put a dam liner, and then put soil, and then plant things like arrowroots. Okay. But now because I don't have water, I will put now those pits, and then plant like beans. But obvious, I will have to work on it, put topsoil and manure. Then the beds will be on top, and this other one will be here. Then now, because I don't want this to be, that is why, because if El Nino comes, then it means that maji itakuwa mingi hapa, then it will start sieving. The overflow will go to that motaro. Then now that is why I put this whatever to kuzuia maji. If it goes, it doesn't have to run up to the dam. Yeah. But the overflow still will go, and then I connect it to the other side. Yeah. Because these terraces you're seeing, I connect them when I'm harvesting water. Because when my dams are full, zinatapikanga huku kwa shamba. So nakimbia naweka magunia pale, inaingia hapa, ikijaa naweka magunia, so it goes round. Okay. Hakuna maji ya shamba inatokanga kwa inarudi tena kwa barabara.
Ah, great.
Because that is where I've taken the water. Yeah. So I will not show them that nimechukua maji alafu tena siitaki.
Yeah. Wow. Great lessons there.
So this is called swells.
Swells. Yeah. Oh yeah, I've heard of swells. I've seen them online, but I haven't come across them.
Yes, but kuna zile za zigzag. Why I have not kept on the zigzag, it's because now the straight lines of the rows of mangoes. But I'll come in between. I put something ya kuzuia.
All right.
Yes.
And what I like about your farm, everything has an explanation. So as you are walking around, whatever you've planted, you have a reason behind it. Either to help you optimize on your farm, give you better yields, or control pests, conserve water. It's and then you're also doing conservation agriculture. This is really a true model farm. I've also started
by like doing a small research. Like now these ones I did swells. The other one was for no tillage or minimum tillage or zero tillage. So I put the pits. On top I've not been digging. That's why you see hata hizo mawe zinatoka ni kama a virgin land. Because I've not disturbed the soil for like 3 years. Yeah. Then now the other one I also want to put beds because actually my plan is if I get sufficient water, I'll put all this farm on drip irrigation. So my work will be just switching on and switching out. Because actually what I've come to realize, most of us don't know it is not much water we need. it is only sufficient for what you are, because sikumaanisha ati because I have a borehole nijaze ile tank niende sokoni nimewacha maji ikifanya nini?
Flooding your farm.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's what we call REWAS, the real water saving system. I have to understand my plant needs a jerrycan of water for 1 week. So that is what I'm supposed to give it. Because nikitumia tu mingi ati juu inaenda itarudi tu kwenye ilitoka. Yes. So sitakuwa na conserve.
Yeah.
So it's about understanding.
Yeah.
Yes. And actually that's why you see we still have a problem of water even after getting the solution of drip systems. Why? Because nimeambia mtu wa kazi wewe washa hapo. Anawasha na anaenda. Mpaka saa 6 maji bado inagonga. I need to understand your plant, how many mils of water does it need?
Yeah.
At what period?
Yeah.
Yes. So that we can, and if tukifanya hivyo, kila mtu tufanya hivyo, tutakuwa tunabakishiana maji, so we will not be like having a problem. Actually we will be following water. Kule maji inapotelea tunatafuta tunarudisha.
Hey, that makes a lot of sense because people say farming can be quite expensive, but if you're going to pump, you're using fuel, you're wasting water and pumping all over the farm, then the cost of energy goes up.
Yes.
Yeah, so it makes a lot of sense if you understand how much water you need.
If it is that
you
minutes,
can control the costs.
If it is that minutes,
yeah.
na mume ametosha maji,
yeah.
funga maji mpaka the next day.
Yeah.